In this video, I'm going to explain the Cuisinart Food Processor recall. I'm going to explain how to check your machine and model number, and finally, what you can do to get a replacement blade for your Cuisinart. If you have one of the affected Cuisinart processors, you must immediately stop using it. The problem is in the blade. Cracks can develop and pieces of metal can get into your food. Blades that contain 4 rivets that secure the blade are affected. You can see a picture of the blade here. This can be an extremely dangerous situation. If you have one of the affected models, you need to stop using the Cuisinart immediately. Imagine my surprise when I decided to check my own machine. Here's what happened.
So here's my Cuisinart. After I got the recall message, I said, oh, let me check it out. So I opened up my Cuisinart and I looked at the blade. And at first glance, it looked fine. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. But as I got closer, and I'm not sure you can see this in this shot, but I will show you some more pictures of it, you can see the cracks, tiny little cracks in the blade, where the rivets hold the bottom part of the blade. If you have one of the models that is being recalled, don't use your Cuisinart. Just stop using it, and later on I'll tell you how you can get a replacement blade. But that's the first thing. This is a real dangerous thing. These little pieces of blade could break off, they could end up in your food, you could really do some damage. So if you have a Cuisinart that is part of the recall, do not use it anymore until you get a replacement blade. Okay, here's how you can tell if your Cuisinart is part of the recall. You take your Cuisinart apart, take everything off, and then flip it over. And this is going to be really hard to see, but in there it will list the model number. You might need a magnifying glass. It's very, very difficult to see, but just look, and if your model number is part of the recall, I'll show you what to do in the next step to get a brand new blade at no cost from Cuisinart. But this is where you look. You're going to look under here. You're going to find the model number of your Cuisinart.
Okay, here's the site that you want to go to. It's recall.cuisinart.com. And as you can see, it will give you all the food processor recall information. There's a form here, which I'll get to in a second. This is the recall form that you can fill out online. Here's all the information that you need. These are all the model numbers that are part of the recall. You want to make sure to look at your blade, and if it has 4 rivets in it, that's the recall blade, and that's what you're going to get a replacement. If you don't have rivets, you don't really have to worry about it. It's not part of the recall. You can also fill out a form, which we'll do in a second, or you can just call this number, 1-877-339-2534 during business hours, to give them your information so they can send you a new blade. Or you can use this recall blade form, which is what I did. So does your model begin with these things? No, it doesn't. And so is it riveted? Yes. And then what you do is you're going to look for the model number that you have. And my model number is DLC 5. I'll go scroll down to it, and there it is right there. I'm going to check, and yes, it's part of the recall. And what they'll tell you here, stop using the riveted blade immediately. So put your Cuisinart on the shelf. Don't use it until you get the new replacement blade. Fairly simple. You're going to put your first name, last name, email, your address, and then you're going to put a phone number, how you heard about the voluntary recall, and then you're going to submit it, and that will send your information to Conair, who are the makers of the Cuisinart. For more information on the Cuisinart recall, just go to pizzatherapy.com/blade or click below.